Go for it.
Friggin' what up, dude? Strider Wilson, I'm the host of this podcast that's mine, going to be called History is Dank. History is Dank with Strider Wilson. Dankness from the friggin' what up, dude? Welcome back to another ep of History is Dank, dude. I'm your host, Strider Wilson, dude. We got Aaron beasting it on the sticks like an absolute beast, dude. What's going on, Aaron?
What up?
Dude, happy anniversary.
Thank you.
Fired up on that, dude. Fired up on that. I freaking love, dude. And love that springs eternal and keeps cruising, dude. Any advice, dude?
You know this anniversary is my work anniversary, right?
Oh, fuck. I thought this was your wedding anniversary,
no,
dude.
I got married in August.
Dude, you love this company, dude. Dude, you love being here, dude. You love your suit. Any advice to any dude who want to have longevity at the workplace in a fun environment?
Be a good dude and, don't get greedy.
It's true, exactly. You know, there are more forms of payment than just money, dude. The vibe here, the people, dude. And not to say that ATC doesn't treat you as they should monetarily, but also at the same time, it's a dank crew of people here.
Yeah.
Couldn't be happier to have History's Dank's home here at ATC, and the network is lucky to have you, Aaron. Want to know why? Dude, on your resume, when you describe yourself, like say in a fictional world you were going to apply for somewhere else and they say, hey, can you describe yourself in 3 words? Would you say a fucking beast on there?
Beast, legend.
Fucking Lord.
Will be a third. Yeah, Lord.
Beast, legend, Lord, dude. Dude, let's go. So I'm fired up on that, dude. That's cool, dude, because I was going to get you. It's funny, I was like driving in here and I was like, what should I get Aaron and his lady? But also I was like, I don't know if that's a gift you get. Like, do you get your bro a gift for his anniversary with his lady?
No.
No.
I don't think so.
But now that I know it's from ATC, next recording, maybe I got to bring in some prime za, dude. We love that, dude.
Yeah.
You know, or just, dude, maybe me and you just, dude, you know I love pulling off heists, dude. Maybe me and you just got to execute a mission together. Like, dude, you know when you go on a freaking brew run with the boys at a party, dude, you find the dude who's going to DD, you go, dude, you just got here, dude, in your truck. You're still good to drive? Yeah, for sure, but I'm kind of looking to play catch up. Let's put a hold on that, dude. We got to cruise to the store and go pick up some supplies. So sick. You just bust some sick-ass tunes, dude. You know, turn on a little Pennywise, Bro Hymn tribute, and your freaking boys Raptor. It's just one of the most beautiful things in the world. Pick up a couple 30 racks. You know, maybe one of your boys, you go, hey, where's Eddie, dude? He's got a Costco membership. He's got his mom's Costco card. I think they're still open for 15 minutes. We can get some fucking churros and some za and then get a 36 rack. Oh. Oh, hold on. This is the first boner break we've ever had on History is Dank. I'm experiencing a boner after that story. Let's put a pause on here. Let's pause for boners. Anybody driving, careful of your steering wheel. If you take the train and you're listening on your morning commute, don't make any sudden moves. Don't rub that against anybody. Don't want anyone getting any charges. Just experience your boner. Maybe think about, the pitching in Moneyball. Maybe think about that.
Yeah, how it was savagely left out of the film.
Exactly. Consider that remark and then let your boner fade. But pulling off stunts and heist with your boys is exactly what we're going to be talking about on today's episode of History is Dank. And this was a suggestion from a Danktorian, dude named Tyler. And just to tease it, these are Tyler's words. He sent me an email and he goes, Strider, dude, you got to look into how sick this story is. And he goes, and I quote, it's basically a badass secret mission that some super badass elite British SAS dudes teamed up with Norwegian resistance fighters to stop Nazis from making an atomic bomb.
Ooh.
I go, sign me up for that story, dude. Yeah. So that's what we're going to be diving in today. It's a little something called Operation Gunnerside, which is a sick name, dude. Honestly, dude, Operation 30 Rack is what I called that when me and my boys got in the Ford Raptor and cruised out. So I'm fired up on this story. But before we get into it, real quick, thank you to our sponsor, DraftKings. Only a few more shots to win big on the playoffs with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code DANK. New customers can bet $5 on the conference championships and get $200 in free bets instantly only at DraftKings Sportsbook with code DANK. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. You know I'm hopping in on that action, baby. So let's talk about some action that went down in the Norwegian mountains. 75th anniversary. February 28th marks the 75th anniversary of this mission. This takes place in the Norwegian mountains, February 27th, 1942. You know, so this obviously is a mission where they drop in on the 27th, post up, cruise in on the 28th, and get shit done. I love a little known sick ass story. And there was a movie about it called The Heroes of Telemark, starring Kirk Douglas way back when. It's described as a sappy action movie on skis, which I mean is sick. I mean, what's one thing about this story, dude, is you got bros on skis with bombs. What else do you need? What else do you need? You need a mission. You need a reason to be doing that other than just being like, that sounds sick as hell. I'm in. Tell me nothing more, dude. If I was holding my child and they were like, dude, we got skis and bombs. Can you cruise right now? I'd be like, can someone just watch my kid? I'll be back. That's what I would do. That's why I'm also not a father, among many other reasons. I have to take a lot of boner breaks. Let's just say that. Let's just say maybe this podcast could use a sponsor for boner breaks at some point, dude. You guys out there, dude, experiencing boner breaks, dude? Dude, I broke my boner. My boner operates at a right angle, dude. It's a freaking scaling, it's a right angle triangle, dude. Anyway, enough about my boner, dude. Let's get into this mission, all right? So, basically, we've all heard of the Manhattan Project, correct? There's a Christopher Nolan movie coming out about it later this year, which if he gets too bogged down in the time, and granted, in Christopher Nolan's defense, this is a race. It's a race between, you got Einstein and you got Hindenburg, aka, what's his name's character from Breaking Bad. You got these dudes, Heisenberg. Hindenburg was the blimp. Yeah. You got Einstein and Heisenberg, dude. Both Germans, but Einstein escaped Germany and came to the U.S. and he's heading up with some other dudes, Robert, I forget his name,
Oppenheimer.
Yep, Robert Oppenheimer and Einstein, and they are working on creating an atomic bomb for the United States. And Heisenberg is working to create an atomic bomb for the Germans. Ironically, the war in Germany ended before either country achieved atomic power. Now we know, as history is told, atomic weapons were used in the Pacific Theater by the United States against the Japanese. But at this point in 1942, it's a race. And it's like, look, with this wars raging, whoever gets these atomic capabilities is going to be able to swing the fate of the world. So stakes couldn't be any higher. And what you have is, earlier on, you have this British SAS forces that go in and they ski in there, which is sick. They cruise down. They all get captured, though. They try to go across this bridge. It's really difficult to get to where this lab is, where the Nazis, and we'll get into this, are creating heavy water in Norway. That their nuclear process is heavily reliant upon that, and we'll get into the differences in the nuclear process in a moment. Dude, you're going to get a little silence right now. What up? All of these British captors at this point and the survivors, they're quickly captured by German soldiers, tortured, and executed. The mission is a failure. Okay? So now they get some Norwegian dudes in there. Okay? They're like, look, bro, there's Norwegian resistance fighters. Some of them get smuggled out of the country. Some of them have already left Norway when the Nazis invaded. They got out. They went to Britain. There's notably this dude who's sort of like the star of the show, probably was Kirk Douglas's character, this guy Leif Tronstad. He fought against the Germans when they were invading. Of course, Norway lost. He is a scientist. He went back to teaching. Then he gets recruited and works in this lab. And he's in this lab in the mountains of Norway, and he's like giving the British intelligence, and finally they sneak him out. He bails on his family. He's risking it because he knows, you know, there's dire consequences. He's like, everyone's family's going to be gone if I leave. So he leaves his family, which is obviously got to be difficult to do. Cruises to frickin' Britain. Actually, he cruises to Scotland, where the SAS train him and some other Norwegian dudes, young dudes, who basically, they all know how to ski. They're like, look, we know how to catch fucking fat air, which is tight. And we can cruise down moguls. You want to hit moguls, dude? You want to hit fresh pow pow? Let us know. But here's the thing, dude. We don't exactly know how to use bombs and shit. So you got these special forces for the British soldiers in Scotland training, dude, in that Dank, which is a great usage. The Dank dark forests up there and in whatever altitude that Scotland has. But basically they're camping outside, becoming boys, sharing stories, dude, probably talking about their boners and how they're not experiencing them. And, you know, sharing, you know, stories of their homeland and how the Nazis are a bunch of schmoles and how they got this mission, dude. And they're just posting up becoming fucking boys, dude, in the mountains, which is so sick that they're becoming boys while training. Dude, honestly, if I could just train with my boys, I would pay money, dude. Like when I'm 40 and I'm really getting afraid of my death and I'm like, man, you know, I'm losing my fastball. I feel I have a little bit of youth. I'm like, dude, I would like to go through a sick ass elite training like that and just see what I can do, you know, with my boys. Would you want to do that, Aaron? Just see what you can do with your boys and then go paintballing after?
Nah.
Dude. Well, dude, then guess what? You're going to get murked on the paintball course by me and my boys. We're going to be tactical as hell, dude. Wearing fucking like straps and stuff that buckles up and stuff, dude. Just cruising around.
I feel like I try that every time I go to like laser tag, and it always, as soon as the fucking door opens and you hear the techno music, it just immediately devolves and everyone scatters. And it's just like, all right, well, we were supposed to be a team here, but...
But bro, hold on. I'm experiencing another boner because when you said when the doors open and you hear the techno music at laser tag, that really was nice.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, that's like...
Let's paint a picture.
It's one of the sickest things. When you're at laser tag and you're fired up and you got your vest that kind of smells like sweat of some other dude, and you're ready to go, dude. You're looking around, you look at some 12-year-old, you're like, what's your name, dude? Fucking Kyle? All right, Kyle, dude. When we get in there, you're going to go right. Me and my adult buddy, dude, probably JT. It's like, JT's going to take center because he's a savage. I'm going to go left. I'll cover you guys. I'm kind of lanky. And then Kyle just, you know, immediately none of that clicks with him. He gets a little bit scared, goes straight, trips on a shoelace. I fucking try to cruise left, bang my knee. You're right, Aaron. But that's why I want training, dude. And then you're seeing sandstorm, dude. And the ref's walking around, no running.
I just don't need a guy in a Smokey the Bear hat yelling at me. I don't want to do push-ups.
That's true.
But I want some tactical awareness.
I would love tactical awareness. I just want to learn. I just want a knife and night vision, dude.
That's true.
That's what I want for my birthday, dude.
That's true. A knife and some face paint.
Yeah, exactly. I want to be in camo, just cruising around. But then I also want Wi-Fi, and I probably am going to want to jack off. Anyway, dude.
I want to have camouflaged face paint. I want to slowly pop up out of the water, but I don't want that water to be cold.
I want that water to be nice and warm. And you're exactly right. I want to pop up, and then like the barrel of my gun comes up a little bit later, or maybe just my knife comes out and it's in my hand like backwards like that. Yeah. Bro, that's exactly what I want. I just want to be in a movie, dude. So these bros are training. They experience all the military training they're going to get to execute this specific mission in the mountains of Norway, where it's cold as fuck in the dead of winter. But once again, they're Norwegian. They get it. They know how to ski. Now they've been trained up. They've been trained on the weaponry. They know exactly where to go. This dude, Leif, dude, Tronstad. How do I say his name, dude? Leif Tronstad. He's telling them, all right, bro, here's the lab. And then right now you're probably asking yourself, dude, like, why don't they just bomb this lab? They know where it is. Here's the thing. Leif is like, look, dude, there's scientists in there who are kind of working against their will. They're like my boys. Those are civilians. You'd kill them. And that's not really just. And then on top of that, what they're creating and what is the most important aspect of the Nazi nuclear program is the creation of something called Heavy Water, which sounds like a sick-ass album by like a, 70s metal, like rock band. But it's not. Heavy Water is just that. It's heavier, denser water. Okay, it's a water with a molecular weight of 20 rather than the normal 18 atomic mass units, or AMUs. So that the Nazis, for creating their atomic bombs, rely on this heavier water, and we'll get into why in a moment. But where they process and create that heavy water is in a subterranean area, much protected by like a steel bunker beneath that facility. So Leaf is like, look, dude, you'd be killing civilians, and then on top of that, it's on the base of the mountains. You can't see. It's not well lit. Even if you send a ton of planes, and with the biggest bombs, it's not going to penetrate deep enough to get into that bunker. We've got to go in there with some fucking bros. And the only way we're going to get in there is on some fucking skis. And the only way this mission would get any sicker is if we did it on fucking snowboards. Okay? So, why heavy water? Why? So, we all know water is H2O, bro. Right? It's normal stuff. 1 oxygen atom, 2 hydrogen atoms, weighs... Now I'm hearing another thing on this site, 16 AMU, I heard, 18 AMU. Now we're hearing 20 AMU. Let's just say, we don't need to get technical here. It's heavier when it comes to AMUs. So while the nucleus of a normal hydrogen atom has a single subatomic particle called a proton, the nuclei of the hydrogen atoms in heavy water have both a proton and a neutron, right? So so that's basically adding weight here. And hydrogen water with heavy hydrogen atoms are extremely rare in nature. It's less than 1 in a billion. And honestly, and also, if you were to drink heavy water, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. It's fine. You can drink it. It's whatever. You wouldn't be able, there's really no noticeable, discernible difference except this atomic project, which we'll get into why. And also, you would notice that if you put ice cubes made from heavy water and you put them in regular water, it would sink rather than float. So just because of that higher density, when you put ice in a glass of water, it floats. But heavy water, boom, it's going to go down there because of that increased density, because it's a little heavier. So what exactly does heavy water do that normal water can't? Okay, when fast neutrons are released by the splitting of atoms, that's called nuclear fission, which I think was discovered in around 1939. These atoms pass through heavy water, and the interactions with the heavy water molecules cause those neutrons to slow down or moderate a little bit. If it's regular water, they're going to moving way too fast and a little bit out of control, so you won't be able to control that explosion like you want to. You want to slow down those molecules just a little bit, and this is important because slower neutrons are more efficient at splitting uranium atoms than fast-moving neutrons. And since neutrons traveling through heavy water split atoms more efficiently, less uranium should be needed to achieve critical mass, aka that big explosion that creates that fucking mushroom cloud. And in the splitting of atoms in rapid succession, that chain reaction is what an atomic explosion is. And it causes that atom's energy to be released and cause great destruction. And so that's why they needed heavy water. So their strategy for producing an atomic bomb depended on it. Now the U.S. bomb did not need heavy water. We were using enriched uranium, and it was uranium that has increased concentration of easily split uranium-235, whatever that means, probably has to do with subatomic particles, while the Germans used unenriched uranium. So basically, the fact that we had access to this enriched uranium, probably just because of where we were in the world and where we were mining it from and what areas we controlled, United States did not need heavy water while the Germans did. So I guess you could say we got lucky on that front a little bit. Also, the Americans chose to slow neutrons emitted from their enriched uranium with the more readily available graphite rather than heavy water. So we also had more access to graphite. Each approach has technological trade-offs, but the U.S. approach did not rely on having to synthesize scarce heavy water. So basically, Einstein's a baller and Heisenberg's a bitch. A bitch with a weakness. A bitch who needed to have heavy water in order for his weapon of mass destruction to be created. So we got to stop it. How do we do it? We tried. SAS forces tried going in there. They got caught. They got tragically tortured and killed. Okay? The Germans know what we're going after. The Germans know we want to cruise on this sabotaging raid. So, also, by the way, this training facility where these Norwegian dudes were becoming boys, they were operating under something called the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, which is just classically British. This will be ungentlemanly warfare we're taking part in here, gentlemen. We will be going in behind enemy lines, not announcing ourselves in bright red coats and saying, here we go, cheerio. No, no, no. We will ski down and we will cruise in and we will explode. Very ungentlemanly. So, these bros are ready to embark on their mission, and they're ready to get in there and make shit happen. And let's get into how they frickin' do it, dude. But before we do that, once again, dude, gotta thank our sponsor, DraftKings, dude. 4 NFL teams, 2 conference championship games, and only a few more shots to win big on the playoffs with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Counting down to Super Bowl 57, dude. New customers can bet just $5 and get $200 in free bets instantly. Not a new customer? You can feel the conference championship thrills with stepped-up same-game parlays. Take your shot at an even bigger NFL payout and boost your winnings with each leg. You add up to 100%. I'm the parlay king, dude. There's nothing I love more than laying down a nice 3-legger. And look, if it gets beefier, maybe I got to make it 4. You know, and DraftKings offers some fun little options that I've got my eye on, bro. So I'm fired up to get in on the action. You got to get on the action. And how do you do it? Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code DANK. New customers can bet $5 on the conference championships and get $200 in free bets instantly only at DraftKings Sportsbook with code DANK. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. I'm fired up on that, dude. I'm fired up on those games, bro. So stoked, dude. All right, dude. Here we go. The Norwegians, dude. They switch up their strategy here, dude. Okay. I didn't mention this earlier, and it was remiss of me. I'm sorry. I'm not a perfect man. Okay. The British used gliders, which are sexy. Gliders are a sexy mode of transportation. If you're a billionaire in the Thomas Crown Affair, it's something that you would take Rene Russo in, and then you would have stand-up sex next to in your nice, second home or third home or private island. Stand-up sex on a private island is tight. These British cruised in on these gliders by way of night, and it was a little noticeable. Gliders, the Germans had them, people had them. Maybe they didn't pop up on radar. There was radar at this time, but they're on a fucking mountain, bro. It's tough to land. You got to look for something flat, something that can be patrolled. The Germans would scout this area and they go, people are going to cruise on gliders. They know where. If the Germans are going to scout this area, they're not going to go, bros are going to parachute in and cruise down on skis. That sounds sick. Excuse me, are they creating Code Red? Are they creating Mountain fucking Dew in this Scottish Hills, dude, where they're training? Because that sounds sick, bro. So that's what the Norwegians do. And I kind of tilted my hand, but it's rad. They parachute in, and then they get on some fucking skis, and they ski their way down to the plant and use stealth rather than force to gain entry to the heavy water production room in order to destroy it with explosive. This is sick. This is sick. It's called Operation Gunnerside. This is sick. I'm imagining they're drinking the period-appropriate equivalent of what a Mountain Dew would have been. Probably just snow water melted down to stay hydrated, which is also tight. Now, they cruise down the mountain. They probably have a sick-ass ski section, dude, pulling figure eights and looking tight, nodding at each other, going, what up? But not going, woo! But probably just catching air, but being silent about it, which is so humble and tight. They get up to this mountain facility, dude. Okay. And by the way, there's a dude, this 23-year-old named Joachim Ronenberg. He's an absolute beast, bro. He's kind of leading the operation down because he's the sickest skier. And they have 3 options, bro. Here's your options right now. Cruise down the mountains, check. Above the plant, check. Littered with minefields, yikes. No thank you, dude. Cross a single-lane suspension bridge, guarded closely with, crossing, 30mm machine guns, get mowed down, not tight. No thank you. Don't care how dark it is that night. Sick ass rhyme by me. What they decide to do is instead, even fucking sicker, dude. They decide to rappel down a 500-foot cliff, cross a frozen river. So otherwise they'd have to swim across this, get their bombs wet and shit. But since this is the dead of winter, they scale down a 500-foot cliff after they've parachuted, after they've skied. They're doing everything extreme. They're doing everything extreme. I mean, honestly, dude, I imagine all these bros got sick-ass calf tattoos after this. This is what it would take. I've looked at a calf tattoo. I've been heavily critical of it. I'm like, why do you got that, dude? You know, first of all, what do you put some shorts on? Excuse me, put some pants on over those shorts. But you've got a sick-ass calf tattoo. This is something that would be authentically enable you to get a calf tattoo of just like a, you know, H2O, like a heavy water molecule on your calf. That would be tight. People would be like, whoa, what is that? 'Cause, you know, people like to get different language, like Latin, dude, or Mandarin, dude. Sick, dude. It just means family, dude. And it's like, dude, no, this means my fucking boys, bro. It means heavy water, dude. What up, dude? Honestly, just put heavy water on there. That's sick as hell. I would get a tramp stamp of heavy water. That'd be tight. So these guys go down the cliff, cross a frozen, luckily it was cold as hell, but, you know, if I'm making the movie and taking artistic license, you know I'm having a scene where some of that ice cracks. You don't having a scene where a guy drops a heavy piece of gear, cracks, spotlights are cruising down. They cross. Now what do they got to do? Go rock climbing back up. I'm pretty sure they were wearing beanies, but you know if they were wearing hats, they're flipping that shit backwards and being sick. They are cruising up. They've now rappelled down. They've gone across a frozen lake. Now they're climbing up there. 7 bros, dude. Climbing up there with bombs strapped to their backs. And then the good thing is, thanks to this dude Tronstadt, he had a map, he had blueprints. He goes, all right, bro, you're going to cruise in. You're going to go this way, dude. You can, you know, we're not going to set off any alarms. Then they get to be sneaky together, dude. They get to be sneaky, bro. That's like when one of your boys is grounded or, you know, he messed up bad grades, but you still want him to come rage with you, dude. You got to sneak him out of his parents' backyard, dude. You got to cruise in, park across, you know, this is Orange County, dude. Park on the other side of the golf course that he lives on. Sneak across the golf course, probably take a leak, dude. Maybe in the hole, dude, to prank some golfers. Look, it's not right, but it's something that I did when I was in my younger years. Not good. I don't condone it, but I did laugh about it a lot. Just thinking about some old dude who's getting a freaking double bogey and reaching down a freaking piss in the golf hole. Very rude. But dude, just honestly bonding. And so thanks to these blueprints, they're able to cruise around in the facility, dude. Also, I forgot to mention this, dude. Once again, remiss of me. They dropped in a little bit differently. Like they met up with some bros who were already there, and then they all skied down together. So just backtracking a little bit, like they did it. There was actually 11 dudes, not 7 dudes, because they dropped in. Some guys had to get in there and make sure stuff was good to go. So you know they were dotting their T's and crossing their I's, dude. And the Germans, dude, they're like, look. I just mentioned the ways to go in that are heavily guarded, but they're like, look, no one's going to go down that cliff and then cruise back up there. There's no bros that are that extreme. Dumbasses, yes, there are, dude. These bros are so extreme. They cruise in there, dude. They get all the way down to the fact that they're sneaking past stuff, dude. You know, after hours, it's quiet, dude. Civilian scientists, you know, they speak Norwegian to each other. They'd probably be like, I'm from Norway, you know, whatever they say, from fucking Norway. What up, bro? You know, the goalie? You guys like goalies? And they'd be like, we love goalies. And then that's like the secret word. And then they cruise down there. Also, sorry if that's racist against Norways, dude. Sorry, or Norwegians, dude. Sorry, dude. I heard Norwegians pop good wood. Beatles have a song about it, so that's good. And so, just want to even things out. You know what I mean? Balance, dude. For every insult, you got to also build them up. You know what I'm saying? They cruise in there, dude. Lay some explosive, dude. Pass, you know, I'm the goalie. I'll sick, dude. Slap shot. They get in there, dude. Fucking lay their bombs down, bro. Get out of there. Time them, detonate, lickety split, dude. Everyone skis. Imagine how stoked they are, dude. Knowing those bombs went off, 11 bros to freaking multiple shifts on a hockey team, just skiing down a mountain together to Sweden to safety, dude. And just being like, we're such fucking ballers, dude. And then boom. So it's a little bit anticlimactic. You know, you need some suspense scenes, but they basically sneak, and guess what? No lives were lost. And not a single shot fired by either side during this operation. That's not counting, that's this single operation, Operation Gunnerside, the previous mission, of course, unsuccessful, and tragically life was lost. But this mission itself, Operation Gunnerside, no lives are lost, and countless saved, kind of, because the nuclear program by Germany was actually kind of going to be canceled. I read in an article, they were like one of the top, military, I guess I'm going to say defense, but whatever, like budget dudes for Germany, was like, you need to prove to us that you can. So they were kind of on the ropes. They're like, you need to prove to us that this heavy water will work, or like show us some real progress. Otherwise, we're not going to fund your operation. But if you do have some progress, then we will shower you in money. So it's just kind of, you can't really tell. Like maybe if we didn't bomb this facility, we meaning the Allies, didn't bomb this facility, Germany would have stuck to their program and been able to develop a bomb. Although, according to this one article, the dude's like, kind of not really. They were sort of starting to put funds elsewhere. And, the Germans had quite a few different, like, super weapons they were working on, and this was one of them. And, but it is interesting. And from the lens of being in 1942, the Allies didn't know that Germany was, like, all the programs they had going on. They probably had a sense, but they didn't know that, this one was on the ropes. They're like, no, fully operational, and we're working on an atomic bomb. The British were on their own, but then Churchill and Roosevelt combined. That's when the Manhattan Project got put underway. But for as far as they knew, and as far as the bros on this mission knew, also as far as, Leif Tronstadt knew, he's got to get his family out. Got to protect them, bro. Let's freaking get this going. So, I mean, just absolutely one of the sickest missions. And you could totally see that being a movie. I mean, Aaron, I would watch that movie.
Oh, yeah. You get Christoph Waltz in there.
You gotta get
Heisenberg.
Bro, you get him. He's like he's the Nazi, commander of that facility. For some reason, you could screenwrite in another event, like that guy who's going to cancel the program is supposed to be there that weekend to oversee stuff. So there's extra guards, and they're getting even closer to progress. I mean, you could really see it, dude. Leif Tronstadt's played by me, and I'm fucking sick, and it's me, and I'm rad, and I have gear, and it's me. So that'd be tight. And then, you got other stuff going on too. So that'd be fucking rad, dude. Tyler, my bro, great suggestion. If anyone has any more suggestions like that, please give them. Please send them. Send in some questions too. We're keeping it high and tight today on today's ep. We got to keep cruising. Going to Chicago soon here. So also announcement. Patreon's still going on, but big announcement. I'm going to be hosting a show with my bro Vaughn. He's been on here before. He did the episode about coming off the gold standard. We're going to be hosting a little show in the Improv Lab here in Hollywood. Now I know Danktorians are from all over, but if you got friends in town or you happen to be in town, our first show is March 5th, 7 p.m., Hollywood Improv Lab. Come out, cruise out.
Does the show have a name?
It's going to be, yeah, it is. Thank you, Aaron. See, Aaron, that's why I'll kill you last. The show is called Set and Tell, so it's kind of cool. The premise is comedians just go up and do stand-up, 10, 15 minutes, whatever, and then afterwards, Vaughn and I will come out and do a little quick, 2 to 3 minute Q&A about the impetus of a certain joke or anything that comedian's interested in or the audience asks about. So say comedian does a bit about going to the vet and he makes a mistake and drops off his kid instead of the dog and blah, blah, blah. He could be like, the audience, he could just be like, well, I came up with that bit because, my kid's ugly as a dog and blah, blah, whatever it is. So just kind of fun, just kind of peels back the curtain a little bit on the comedic process right there live in front of an audience and be really fun. Set and Tell, March 5th, Hollywood Improv Lab. Check it out. Other than that, questions, comments, suggestions, and leave a review. Stay freaking stoked, and we're keeping it cruising in 2023. Aaron, thank you. You're a freaking beast.
Thank you.
Let